Screwtape. Schmemann remarks on this. It's built into our human nature to want community. Satan can't change that. Oh, but he could make our desire for community to make a little tribe that then can go to war against another tribe. He could use our own God-given desire for community in his fashion. Well, that's something that Lewis warns about in the book. Screwtape cautions Wormwood never to forget that when we are dealing with any pleasure in its healthy and normal and satisfying form, we are, in a sense, on the enemy's ground. Though the demons have used pleasure as a lure for many souls, still, Screwtape says it is his invention, not ours. He made the pleasures, and all our research so far has not enabled us to produce one. All we can do is encourage the humans to take the pleasures which our enemy has produced at times or in ways or in degrees which he has forbidden. He is a hedonist at heart. All those fasts and vigils and stakes and crosses and Lents are only a facade, like foam on the seashore. Out at sea, out in his seas, there is pleasure and more pleasure. He's vulgar, Wormwood. He has a bourgeois mind. He has filled his world full of pleasures, and everything has to be twisted before it's any use to us. We fight under cruel disadvantages. And third, Lewis makes clear that in temptation, our human nature sometimes trips us up. And this includes its existence in time. Screwtape writes, humans are amphibians, half spirit and half animal. The enemy's determination to produce such a revolting hybrid was one of the things that determined our Father to withdraw his support from him, Screwtape talking about Satan plunging out of heaven. As spirits, they belong to the eternal world. As animals, they inhabit time. And this means that while their spirit can be directed to an eternal object, their bodies and passions and imaginations are in continual change. For to be in time means to be in continual change. So the changes have ups and downs, mountain peaks and valleys, and Screwtape advises Wormwood to make use of those troughs, the valleys, as much as he can. You must ask what use the enemy wants to make of it, and then do the opposite. Now, it may surprise you to learn that in his efforts to get permanent possession of a soul, he relies on the troughs even more than the peaks. Talk to any good spiritual director, and I think you'll hear this. Some of his special favorites have gone through longer and deeper troughs than anyone else, and the reason is obvious. To us, a human is primarily good food. Our aim is the absorption of its will into us. But the obedience which the enemy demands of men is quite a different thing. And this is where the troughs come in. You must have wondered why the enemy does not make more use of his power to be sensibly present, just overwhelm them in any degree he chooses and at any moment. But you now see that the irresistible and the indisputable are the two weapons which the very nature of his scheme forbids him to use. Merely to override a human will would be for him useless. He cannot ravish. He can only woo. And I'm going to stop with the word woo echoing in your minds for this Lenten season. What if it wasn't about getting beat up by God? What if it was about being wooed by our divine lover? To drop these silly little distractions and run straight into his arms. That might give us a different perspective on Lent.